I destroyed my agency and generated $2.5 million in 12 months for my clients out of the ruins of that agency. And I want to talk to you exactly everything that went into that and how we're working right now to deliver the best results for our clients with something they actually care about and get tangible results with. Because as a business owner, you've probably dealt with agencies in the past and they are terrible to work with, because in reality, you are just funding whatever lifestyle they've got going on and they don't really care about you and your business, and there's no risk to them, right? If you churn, they just go and find someone else. So what I did was, after talking to countless business owners and people that were constantly burned by agencies, weren't getting the value out of agencies, I saw where the market was going, and I decided to shift into packaging up all of my experience as an agency owner, someone who's generated millions of dollars for clients, and I turned it into a consulting and implementation offer, something that business owners actually care about, because I'm ungatekeeping what these agencies are charging 2, 3, 5, 10K a month for per client. And I ungatekept it and showed every single business owner what they're charging for, what they're actually getting out of it, and we taught them and held their hand through learning all of the skills, implementing everything that a traditional agency would do for them, implementing it into their business with them. And the whole reality is we work hand in hand with a low volume of clients to get the best results possible. And I built this product. Essentially, we productized our service and we called it Brand OS, the operating system that every single business should have installed for them, with them, so they're educated, because they know their customer base better. After the installment process and the consultation process, then they can go off and improve it in any way, shape or form, because they understand their customer base better than an agency ever will. Essentially, what we do is we sit down for 90 days and build out every single piece of content, whether that be organic or paid, all of the funnels, all of the automations, all of the sales process. We train the business owner how to close leads or how to do better in e-com. And the whole point is Brand OS is tailored per person. It's not like you go to the App Store and it asks you a couple questions and spits out something different when you download an app. It's a custom operating system for your brand, right? We're just using all of our expertise and knowledge to package up something to get better results. And we've found so much more success with that, because business owners are actually understanding the work that an agency would do. They're learning the skills so they never have to work with an agency again. So they're already getting value out of that, because let's say you work with an agency for a year, that's about $30,000 you're spending for someone else to do it for you. And, you know, divvying up tasks and distributing roles within a business is part of a business. You hire people, you outsource, you work with agencies, right? But the whole point is, it gets to a point where that 30 grand or 60 grand or even 100K every year could be going to somewhere better, maybe bringing it in-house, which what Brand OS does is essentially gives every business owner the skills and the SOPs and the knowledge to go off, bring it in-house, or train someone, do it themselves, or start their own consulting or maybe an agency, right? So we walk every single business through a 90-day plan. That's what call one is. Where you're at right now, where you want to be, how we can bridge the gap, and then exactly how every single bit of personal branding, skill, and advice that we've built over doing over 5 million views this year alone, probably most of that was in 1 month, and millions of dollars in revenue for our clients. We're packaging all of that experience up and selling it as a product, a done with you consulting service. And clients get so much more value out of that, because the hand-holding experience through that is so much better than just getting a random report every single week from an agency that's offboarding all of their work and deliverables to a VA in the Philippines, for example. Because you're just a number to them. And I enjoy speaking with business owners and seeing how much we can actually change their lives, scale their businesses, scale their companies, help them reach new personal goals even, so they want to take more time away from the business. Right, so how can we use Brand OS to help them work on the business or spend less time working on the business and not in the day-to-day tasks, so they can spend more time with their family, more time with friends, or maybe they want to go off and start something else. That's what the whole point of Brand OS is. We're ungatekeeping what these agencies are charging thousands every single month for. We're giving business owners all of the skills and the SOPs and the advice and the hand-holding to make sure they get the most out of every single SOP, call, and piece of advice we could ever give them. And we're giving them their lives back, essentially. They're getting more time to spend with their kids, more time to spend with their partner, more time to spend with friends, more time to go on trips, all of that, and actually just go and pursue meaningful work and a meaningful life. Because you can only get to a point if you're building a business that sometimes you don't want to do all of the tasks. And if that's when you go and hire an agency, and then that's when you know the quality of your product or your service goes down, or your customer base gets weaker and more unqualified. So we actually walk every single business owner through exactly how they can do better through every single piece of content, whether or not they need a personal brand or they just need to focus on the content their business is actually creating. For a lot of the founders we work with, we like to separate them. And we find that when you build a personal brand and you can focus 80% of your time on YouTube, work becomes so much more easier. And if you're a SaaS founder, you're in the AI space, you're a new young founder, you understand the importance of marketing, but you don't actually have the knowledge to create great content that brings the right people to you, whether that be for financial opportunities, investor opportunities, or growing your client base, or for hiring. We want to give every single business owner the right experience that's tailor-made to them so they can make sure that they are at the top of their game, positioned as an industry leader, they have a successful personal brand, they're getting weekly messages through their personal brand or through their business account, how to sign up to their app, how to get onboarded for their product or service. Like, for example, Brand OS has helped e-com founders, info coaches, service business owners. The age range we've even worked with is 20 to 50, right? We've worked with people at every single point in entrepreneurship, essentially, other than zero, because we want to take people with something already working, improve it, and give them all the necessary skills to scale it without just doing it ourselves, because they understand their customer base better. And that's why I basically pivoted my whole agency and destroyed it, because we understand that a business owner understands their ICP better than you ever will, right? I can't go to a roofing company and say, you know, we're going to run these ads towards this group of people when their entire customer demographic is the complete opposite to the people we're going to be running ads to and actually trying to convert. So the business owners are actually a lot more successful. They're getting better results. They learn how to create great organic content, how to use paid ads, where meta ads comes into it, how to distribute content effectively, because they want to build a personal brand as well to take themselves out of the business and give them more opportunities, which a lot of these founders do and a lot of entrepreneurs like to do, is they want to be wide open to as many opportunities as possible. When you can have a personal brand and distribute content effectively, you get opportunities all of the time from people you wouldn't expect. The amount of people I've gotten to work with just from taking social media a lot more seriously as a business owner and actually getting more customers through creating content and distributing content effectively than I ever would have from doing the manual, tedious types of outreach, cold calling, or just trying to connect with the right people. You're giving people the opportunity to connect with you instead of forcing them to connect with you. And we go through a bunch of things, but essentially when you can spend 80% of your time creating high quality YouTube content that actually brings in the right people, because people are choosing to watch you, they're not just getting shown it by the Instagram or TikTok algorithm, they're choosing to watch you, they understand the value that you communicate through your service, and then they choose to apply or they pay for your product or service. For example, that has so many applications, no matter the industry, product, service, software, right? Even AI brands leverage YouTube. New AI companies, roofing companies leverage YouTube. So if you can do all of that for your actual company and then create vlogs or personal branding content on the side as a different channel, you're building brand authority around the founder, you, the person who's actually leading the charge of that business. So you're bringing in two sources and you're creating two sources of qualified leads and sales, right? For example, this is why so many info operators or info coaches have two channels. They have their personal brand and then they have their actual info channel, no matter the Instagram, YouTube. One is for building authority and making them likable, and the other is for showing their case studies and their results to the market, right? What BrandOS does is it gives you every single SOP that these info operators, e-com brands, service businesses are using to scale to multiple six-figure months, and then implementing it with you, hand-holding you through the process of actually implementing it all into your business. Now, I don't want to talk about BrandOS forever. I'm extremely passionate about what we're creating at CIJ Media, which is my company, the company that built BrandOS and the operating system it is today. And we love sitting down with calls, figuring out exactly the roadmap and where every single business owner is and where they want to be and how we can bridge the gap through tailor-made consulting and implementation. Look, if you want to, and we don't really need it, but if you want to apply to work with us, there's a link in the description. Go through the website, see if it applies to you. But at the end of the day, I just want to provide value and I don't want to sell. There's no point in selling to people because we want to actually educate and give people value without them needing to pay for consulting, right? We want them to go through every single piece of content, apply it to their own business, see the results they get, and if they need that extra step up or they want a leg up over someone else, then they come, they get consulted, and they get BrandOS. But the reality is we take on 3 people every quarter to maximize results because I enjoy almost like partnering and becoming a partner of the founder in the business to make the most happen. Like in London, spent a lot of time with a AI company, a SaaS, and getting to know the team, the founder, team members' families. It was all really wonderful to spend lunch with them and actually sit down, work and consult them and their team on all of the content strategy that they need to scale past 3 million a year, right? So I get a lot of joy out of just sitting down and talking to these business owners and working with them and seeing exactly where they can improve. But if you think you need BrandOS and you're the right fit, feel free to book in a free strategy call. But yeah, we only take on 3 people per quarter, and we just want to make sure that business owners never have to work with an agency again. They get the best results possible. They can bring everything in-house and actually scale to where they want to be. For example, past 3 million a year, or maybe they just want to get to 100K a month. Very simple. But we work with people from anywhere from 10 to 100K a month, and that range seems to get the best idea because they already have a working product or a working service or a working app, and they can just scale to wherever they want to be and then bring everything in-house with in-person or online hand-holding. So if you think that you're the right fit, book in a call, and I look forward to actually talking with you, seeing exactly how we can help you scale. But other than that, go and check out all of our free resources on this channel, going through exactly how to distribute content, how to run ads, all of it. I'm sure you'd find a lot of value there. And I look forward to seeing you in the next video.